Hello everyone, welcome back. So guys, in this particular video, we'll be discussing another very important Python concept called loops. So there are two kinds of loops are available, like while loop and for loop, okay, inside Python. So in this particular video, I'll be discussing about while loop. So first of all, let's try to understand what is this particular loops in Python and why it is so important, okay, why we have to use the loops. Then I'll be discussing about this particular while loops, okay, how we can write the while loops inside Python, what is the syntax and all. We'll see some practical implementation of this particular while loop. Then I think this particular concept would be more clear. So let me tell you guys one thing. If you know looping inside programming, you can create very complex application. So it's like very much important to have a knowledge on this particular looping. So that's why please try to understand this particular concept like in detail. So that this particular concept will help you to write the efficient code going forward, okay, because going forward, whatever projects, whatever application you'll be building, everywhere you have to use this particular loop concept, okay. It's super important. So I'll show you one real-time example of this particular loops, like how people are using this particular looping concept, okay, inside their application now. I think then this particular concept would be more clear. So instead of talking too much, guys, let's start it with our agenda. So first of all, let me tell you about the loops, like what is this particular loops. If you want to repeat one specific task continuously, this is called loop. So let's say if I tell you, just try to print your name, let's say 10 times. So what you will do inside Python, so you'll just take this particular print, okay, print function, and inside that you'll just write your name. Let's say my name is Bappi, okay, my name is Bappi. Now I told you just write this particular name 10 times. That means here I'm telling you, you have to print this particular name multiple time. Okay, so what you will do, you'll just print this particular name multiple time. Okay, Bappi, and so on. Okay, that means 10 times. Okay, 10 times you have printed this particular name. But this particular approach actually I used. So this is called manual approach. This is called manual approach. Although actually I repeated this particular task, but again it's a manual approach. But we can automate this particular task with the help of loops. Okay, with the help of this particular we can automate this particular task with the help of loops. Okay, there are two kinds of loops I already told you. One is like while loop and other is like for loop. Okay, for loop inside Python. We'll be discussing both of them one by one. So in this particular video, first of all, I'll try to discuss this particular while loop. I'll tell you with the help of while loop, you can how we can automate this particular task, like how we can repeat this particular steps, okay, 10 times. And you can see whenever I'm using looping concept here, you also need to give one condition. You also need to give one condition. Based on that condition, this particular loop will stop. Otherwise, what will happen, this particular loop will run infinite time, but I don't want that. So always we use one condition with our loop. Okay, so here the condition is 10 times. I told you just try to print this particular name 10 times. So 10 times is a condition. So it will just print 10 times, then it will stop the execution. Okay, and it will repeat that particular work again and again. Okay, this is called actually looping inside programming. So instead of manually repeat this particular work, we can use this particular loop actually concept inside programming, and we can automate this particular task. Okay, so let me give you one example. I think then this particular concept will be more clear. So let me open up my code editor and let me just show you this particular example first of all. So here I'm going to create a Python file, and I'm going to name this particular file as 14 while loop. Okay, while loop.py. So this is my file name. Now inside this particular file, I already told you, if I tell you just try to print your name 10 times, so what you will do, you'll just print like that. So print let's say Bappi, then you will just write 10 times. Okay, 10 times you'll just write this particular print statement. And if I execute this particular program, so let me take the terminal, and now if I execute this particular file, so Python 14 while loop.py, now I'll see that it will print 10 times. Okay, it will print 10 times this particular name. But again, what I have done, I have just used manual approach to write this particular code. Okay, but with the help of while loop. Okay, so here we'll be using something called while loop. Okay, while loop. So see, while loop is a loop inside Python, and it runs actually infinite times. Okay, unless and until you are not giving any condition, it will run infinite times. Okay, so how to define this particular syntax? So this is the syntax. So while here you have to give the condition. Okay, here you have to give the condition. condition, and inside that you can code block. Okay, so this is the syntax to write the while loop. Now see, by default, if you're not giving any condition, this particular while loop will use the true condition. Okay, true condition. That means what will happen, so let's say if I just write while true, and inside that if I just write something, let's say print my name, okay, Bappi. So what will happen, it will just keep on printing Bappi, okay, every time. See, it won't be stopping, okay, it won't be stopped. It will keep on printing my name infinite time. Okay, see, if I execute this particular program, see, it is printing my name, and after some times you will see it will crash the memory. Okay, it will crash the memory because infinite time it is running, okay, it is printing and all. But I don't want that, because I told you I want to print my name 10 times. Okay, I want to print my name 10 times. So here I have to give a condition. By default, if you're not giving any condition, it will consider as true. That means infinite it will run this particular loop. Okay, now I'll just stop the execution. Just press Ctrl C from the keyboard, it will stop the execution. Okay, now here I can give a condition. I'll just write I is equal to 1, and here I'll just write while I is less than 10 or not. Okay, I is less than 10 or not. Okay, I hope you are getting this particular condition. This is like relational condition I'm writing. I is less than 10 or not. So first of all, you can see I would be 1. Okay, first of all, here I have assigned as 1. So 1 is lesser than 10 or not. Yes, it is lesser. Then it will come in, this particular condition is true. Then it will come inside that. It will print my name. Okay, then again, what I have to do, I have to update this particular I. So here I can just increase with 1. Because I already told you, now you can use this particular assignment operator with any kinds of, let's say, operator, plus, minus, multiplication, anywhere you can use, and that's how we can update any I value. Okay, I think I already discussed this particular concept, okay, in our previous class. So you can see I'm updating this particular I every time 1. I'm adding, you can see I'm adding 1. That means once this particular print is executed, it will update with 1. That means this particular I will become 2, and again 2 will come here. 2 is less than 10. Yes, it is less than 10. Again, it will print. That's how this particular loop will keep on running until this particular condition is false. Whenever this particular variable, that means this particular I will become 10. So 10 is less than 10 or not? No, it's a false. That time actually this particular loop will break. Okay, so let me show you. So if I execute this particular program, so let me clear. And if I execute this particular program, you'll see that my name has been printed. But how many times you can see? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Why 9 times? Because in programming always count start from 0, but here actually you can see I have assigned 1, and here I have given like less than 10 only. That means 10 would be excluded. Okay, 10 would be excluded, it won't be included. That's why it's printing 9 times. Okay, but if you want to print 10 times, what you can do, you can start from 0. Now you can see if you count from 0 to 9, you will see 10 times it would be printed. Okay, 0 to 9. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You can see 10. Okay, 10. That means 10 is matching right now. Now if I again execute this particular program, now you can see my name has been printed 10 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, now it is working fine. Okay, if otherwise you can do one thing. If you're starting from 1 and if you want to print 10 times, what you can do, that time you can give 11 here. That means one digit extra. Okay, 1 digit extra you have to provide. Then it will again print 10 times. So let me execute and show you. Now you can count again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, you can see 10 times it has printed. Yeah, so I'll start from 0. I think that would be better, because as I already told you, program always start reading from 0. Okay, that's why I'll be using this particular concept. Okay, so there are so many ways actually you can handle this particular situation. I told you a couple of them. Okay, I think you can remember. So this is called actually looping inside programming, and that's how we can automate this particular task. So that's how not only 10 times, I can also print my name 100 times only using this 3 line of code. Okay, instead of writing 100 times, only using this particular 3 line of code, I can also print my name 100 times. Let me show you. See, if I execute my program now, see, it will print 100 times. It will print 100 times. Okay. Yeah, so I'll only keep 10 times. Fine. So this is called looping inside Python. Okay, and this is the loop actually we are using. This is called while loop, and this is the syntax of while loop. Now let me show you one like real-time example where this particular looping is used. So if you go to Google and if you search for amazon.com, I think you know amazon.com, right? So Amazon is an e-commerce actually website. So here you can shop any kinds of product. Let's say if I'm searching for phone. Okay, if I'm searching for phone. So phone, if I'm searching for, So you'll see different phones would be there. Okay, different phones would be there. So see, whenever I search this particular phone, okay, phone keyword in this particular search button, you'll see I'm getting some results. And how many results actually I'm getting? I'm getting 1000 results. Okay, 1000 results actually I'm getting, and it is showing only 16 form. Okay, 16 form in this particular page. Okay, but the 1000 results I got. Now see, whoever designed this particular website, so they have done one amazing actually thing here. I think you can observe. See how this particular page is aligned. You can see left hand side this particular phone image is coming, and right hand side you can see this particular title is coming, like what is this particular phone name. And here you can see the star given by the like you can say user, or let's say the customer. So this is the rating, and you can see the price of the phone, the delivery. Okay, and there is a button add to cart. If you want to buy, so you can add to cart. Okay, now you can see this particular format. Okay, it is repetitive multiple time. Okay, it is repetitive same as multiple times. See, same format, left hand side image, right hand side title, price, okay, button and delivery, everything. You can see all the phone format is same. Okay, all the phone format is same. There is only change the picture and the title and the price. Okay, so these are the things only change, and everything is same. Okay, everything is same. So what this particular programmer did, instead of creating this particular template 1000 time, what he has done, he has created only one time. Okay, this particular container he has created one time, and that particular container they're using in a loop. Okay, and in a loop actually they're updating the product name and the picture of the product. Let's say they're fetching the product name from the database, they're fetching the image of the, let's say, phone from the database, and they're updating in that particular loop, and they're repeating 1000 time. Okay, 1000 time. This is the use of this particular for loop. Not only that, there are so many things you will get in the real-time application. People are using loop inside that. Okay, because loops makes our task very easy. Okay, so the task actually you want to perform multiple time with the help of rules. With the help of loops, you can automate this particular things. Okay, and you can repeat it that particular task. So that's how actually loop concept can be applied in a real-time product as well. Now I think this part is clear. If anyone asks you why this loop can be applied, now you can, I think, give this particular example. Okay, now let's get back to our code editor. Now see, I have written one program. I think you remember this particular program. This particular program will print my name 10 times. Now if you want to visualize this particular program, and if you want to see how this particular value is getting updated and all, how it is printing, that means how my code is executing. Okay, how this loop is running. If you want to visualize it, so there is an amazing website I usually prefer. Let me show you this particular website called Python. Okay, Python tutor. So this is one amazing website. So here you can visualize your code. Okay, let me show you how you can visualize. See, here you can visualize your code: Python, Java, C, C++, JavaScript. But I want to visualize Python code. I'll just click here, and here is a box actually will see. Inside that you have to paste your code, and you have to click on this particular button called visualize execution. Now see, your code will execute it. Now here you can see this is the first line of my code, and my code is starting reading from here. Okay, line number 1. Now you can see this particular arrow icon. Let me zoom this particular screen a little bit. Yeah, now I think it's visible. Now you can see my code has started reading from here. Now if I go to the next, okay, see, initially I was 0. See, initially I was 0. You can see I was 0. Now it will come to the while loop. Now it will check I is less than 10 or not, 0 is less than 10 or not. Definitely it is less than 10. That means this particular condition is true. It will enter to the while loop. Okay, it will enter to the while loop, and it will print my name. Okay, you can see it will print my name. Okay, then it will update this particular value. You can see it will update with 1. That means initially it was 0, and it will update with 1, and it will become 1 again. You can see I will become 1. Again it will come here, and it will check I is 1 is less than 10 or not. You can see 1 is less than 10. Again this condition is true. Again it will go to the print, and it will print my name. It will again update the value, and this particular value will become 2, and 2 times my name has printed. Now again it will check 2 is less than 10 or not. Again it's a true. It will print my name. Again it will update the value. That's how repetitive time you can see it is doing. Okay, so if I do the next, you can see I value is changing every time. Okay, and once this particular condition matches, okay, it will break that particular loop. Let me tell you. So let me go to the 9. Okay, yeah, 9 and 10. Now you can see it is just trying to match 10 is less than 10 or not. This particular condition is false, so it will break this particular loop. If I click on next, see, it will break the loop. That means your program has executed. Okay, it has executed, and 10 times my name has been printed. Okay, so that's how with the help of this particular website you can visualize your program, and it will give you some more clear-cut idea how your loop is working and all. Okay, how your programming is working and all. Okay, so this is one amazing website I usually prefer. So now let me do another actually example with the help of this while loop. So what I can do, I can comment this particular code. See, if I just select all the code and if I press Ctrl and /c, it will do the comment. It will do the comment for all the line. Okay, if you want to again uncomment, what you can do, you can select and press Ctrl and /c, it will uncomment again. Okay, that's how you can comment your code. Okay, I'll comment this particular code, and here I'll do another example. So here we'll be doing another example. We'll just what is the program we'll be writing? We'll just write a program. We'll just write a program to print multiplication table. Okay, multiplication table. So user will give one actually number. Let's say if user gives, let's say 10, so it will print 10 multiplication table. Okay, I think you know in your childhood you have learned. Okay, 10 9 9 10 then 8 2, these are the multiplication table. So we'll just write this particular program. So first of all, what I have to do to write this particular program, first of all I have to take one input from the user. I already told you. So let's take the input. So here I will just take an input. I'll just store in the number variable. Okay, number, and here I'll use this particular input function. Inside that I'll give a message, enter the number, and I will try to convert this particular data to integer format, because by default it is going to be a string format. Now if I print this particular number, you'll see that this particular code will work fine. So I can execute. So let's say if number is 2, so it will print 2 here. Okay, I think I can give this particular clone here. I think that will be fine. Okay, so here I will take a while loop. Okay, and here I have to give a condition. Okay, here I have to give a condition. Multiplication table, like how many times actually it will print? It will print 10 times. I think you know. Okay, 10 times it will print. So again I'll take the same condition. I think you remember we have taken the condition here. So here I can write I is equal to, let's say 0, or I can start from 1. Okay, I can start from 1, and here I can write while I is less than, okay, I is less than 11. Okay, I is less than 11, because I told you if you're starting from 1, you can increase 1 digit here. Okay, because it will go till 10 times. Okay, now inside that I can just print the number. I can just print the number. Okay, print this particular I, and every time I have to update this particular I as well. Okay, now see what will happen. Now if I execute this particular program, see if I give a number, let's say I am giving a number 4, you can see it is printing 1 to 10. Okay, it is printing 1 to 10, because you can see here because if you see here I have given the condition, if I is less than 11, then it will print the I. Okay, every time, and every time this particular I would be updated. Okay, you can see I would be updated. Initially it was 1, so it has printed 1, then it will update as 2, then 3, and so on. You can also copy and visualize in the Python tutor. Okay, you will get to know, okay, how it's working. Now if I want to calculate the multiplication table, simply what I have to do, I have to multiply this particular 1 2 3 4 and so on with our number, the number actually user has given. So this is the number. Okay, here I'll just try to do the multiplication. Okay, now if I execute my program, let's say I want to calculate the multiplication table of 4. I can see that this is the multiplication table of 4. Okay, 4 8 12 16 20 24 28 32 36 40. That means it's working fine. Okay, it's working fine. Now you can give any other, let's say, number. Let's say I want to calculate 20. So this is the 20 multiplication table. Okay, 20 multiplication table. That's how you can give a number here. Now if you want to make it beautify, so what you can do, I can copy this one and I can comment this one. So I can also make it as beautify. So it will look like your actual multiplication table that time. So first of all, I will print the number user has given. Then I want to print one actually star symbol. So inside a string, I can print this particular star symbol. Okay, star symbol, then comma. Then I want to print this particular I. Okay, every time 1 2 3 4 and so on. I. Then after I want to print one equal symbol. Okay, inside the string, I can give a equal symbol. Then after that, I will print the results. Okay, that means number. multiply by I. Okay, now see, this particular program will look more beautiful than your previous one. So if I execute this particular program, let's say I want to calculate multiplication table of 4. Now I can see that 4 times 1, 4 times 2, 4 times 3, 4 times 4, 6, 7, and 9, and 10. Okay, that's actually you can also beautify your program. Okay, everything is possible inside Python. So I hope guys this particular concept is clear, like how we can use this particular while loop and what is the actually syntax of this particular while loop. So another thing I want to discuss about this particular while loop. So first of all, let me comment this particular program. So I can do multi-line comment also. So here I will do the multi-line comment. Okay. So another concept I'll be discussing. So here I'll just try to discuss while loop with else keyword. Okay, see, as of now we have learned if else. Okay, if else I think we have learned, and we saw like with the if condition I can use this particular else condition. But if you're using while loop, with the help of with while loop also you can use this particular else statement. Okay, let me show you one example. So I'll just write one simple code. So here I'll take x is equal to 1 and I'll just give a condition while x is less than 4. Okay, so it will print this particular x and it will update this particular x every time. Okay, and here I'll just write else print program executed. Now see what will happen if I execute this particular program. So let me clear. I'll take the terminal. If I execute this particular program, see, it will print first of all till 1 to actually it will print from 1 to 3. You can see first of all it is 1 is less than 4, it will print 1 and it will update. Then 2 is less than 4, it will print 2. Then 3 is less than 4, it will print 3, and then it will become 4 is less than 4. No, it's false condition, so it will come to the else condition right now. Okay, and in the else what I've written, program executed. See, program executed has been printed. That's that means you can also use this particular else statement with the while loop. Okay, and not with the if condition, you can also use with the while loop. So sometimes actually we'll be using this particular else statement with the help of with the while loop. So in the next video actually we'll be building one game which calls actually guessing game. Inside that particular game actually I'll just use this particular concept. I'll try to use this particular else statement with the while loop. Okay, so let's do one project guys. In the next video that particular project will give you the clear-cut idea about this particular looping inside Python. So yes, this was it from this particular video. I hope you enjoyed this particular session. Thank you so much guys for watching this video, and I will see you next time. Hi everyone, welcome back with this particular video. So in our previous video we have learned about looping inside Python. We saw like how we can use this particular while loop. So in this particular video we'll be building one amazing like program. We'll be implementing one amazing game called guessing game with the help of Python, and here we'll be utilizing that particular looping concept. So this is going to be one amazing video guys, so make sure you watch this particular video till the end, and after building this particular projects you will be more familiar with this particular concept you have learned so far. So first of all, let me tell you what is this particular guessing game. So here what we want to do exactly. See, guessing game is nothing but here first of all we'll try to generate a random number. So here we'll try to generate a random number. That number we'll call as a jackpot number. Okay, so as a user, what you will do, you will just try to guess that particular number. Okay, which number? Let's say I generated one number called let's say 10. Okay, now this particular program will ask for the input, okay, from you. So you have to pass one input, like what is the particular number actually. So here you have to pass that particular jackpot number. You have to guess that particular number. Let's say you have given a number, let's say 8. Then your program will tell it's a lower number, try to guess something higher. Okay, now let's say you have let's say guessed, let's say 20. Now your program will tell it's a higher number, guess something lower. Now let's say you have given 10. That means this particular 10 and your jackpot number number is 10, it is matching together. Then it will tell you your guess is correct. Okay, so this particular program actually will be implementing with the help of this particular while loop concept and all. Okay, apart from while loop we'll be also using conditional statement and all. So let's get back to our code editor and try to start the implementation. So first of all, here I'm going to create a file. So I'm going to name this particular file as 15 guessing game .py. So see guys, if you're a beginner and if you're like implementing these kinds of projects for the first time, I know that it would be a little bit hard for you. Okay, so what you can do, you can break down this particular problem statement in a multiple chunks. Then this particular concept will be more easy for you to understand. Okay, so what you can do, let's say first of all, try to note down what are the functionality you want to implement in this particular game. Let's say the first functionality, what I want to implement, so it will generate. Okay, it will generate a random number. Okay, random number. Let's say it will generate a random number between 1 and 100, 1 to 100. Okay, then the second functionality, what I have to do, I have to take an input, take an input from the user, input from user. Okay, so user will pass a number, pass a number. Then the third thing, what I have to do, I have to compare that particular number. Okay, I have to compare or match that number. Then fourth, what I have to do, if correct, show results. Okay, show results. So these are the functionality actually I have to implement in this particular game. Now see, you have broken this particular problem statement in a multiple chunks and in a smaller chunks actually. Now it would be easy for you to implement this particular application. Now the first thing what I have to do, I have to generate a random number. Okay, how to generate a random number? I think you already like saw. We can use actually module inside Python. So there is a module called random module. Okay, I think I already taught you this particular module called random module. So let's import this particular random module. And if I want to generate a number, what I can do, I can call this particular random.randint. Okay, rand int, and inside that I have to pass the range. Let's say I want to generate 1 to 100. Okay, and this will give me the number, and I will store this particular number in a variable called jackpot. So let's say this is my jackpot number. Fine. Now if I print this particular number, you can also see that print jackpot number. I'll save this particular program and I will run this particular program here. So Python. So you can see this particular file name. It's guessinggame.py. So 15. Okay, 15 guessinggame.py. Now I can see number is 31. Okay, now if I again execute this particular program, every time it will generate a random number. Okay, and that particular number would be my jackpot. And this particular number we have to guess, right? So now let me delete this particular print statement. So now we have generated the random number. Now next thing what we have to do, we have to take an input from the user. Okay, that means user will pass a number. So let's take the input. So here I can write, I'll take a number. I'll just store it in a variable called guess number. Okay, guess number is equal to input, and here I will ask this particular number from the user. Enter your guess number. Okay, and I'll try to convert this particular number to integer. Fine, because again we are playing with integer actually data type, so that's why we have to convert our data to the integer. Now next thing what we have to do, we have to compare and match that particular number. Okay, so let's do this particular functionality. So for this actually what we can do, we can use this particular conditional statement. So first of all, I'll check one condition. If this particular guess number, okay, guess number, if it is, let's say, less than, okay, if it is less than my jackpot number, okay, that means what I have to print, I have to print wrong, please guess higher. Okay, higher. That means if this particular guess number is less than the jackpot, I'll tell the user, please guess something higher. Okay, higher number. Otherwise, else, in the else condition, I'll just write print wrong, please guess lower. Okay, if this number is higher, okay, that time actually it will tell guess something lower. I think you got it. Okay, how to compare. Okay, how to compare and match this particular number. So now let's execute this particular program and see whether it works successfully or not. So I'll execute this particular program. Now it is asking enter your guess number. So let's say I will give 23. Now I'll see wrong, please guess something lower. Okay, see, that means it's working fine. But here one issue I think you observed. Whenever I entered the number and executed this particular code has only run one time. Okay, you can see again, if I want to execute this particular program, I have to again execute that particular file. Then I can pass the number. Let's say 45. Guess something lower. So every time I have to execute this particular program, but I don't want that. I want my program to be run, okay, until this particular number is matching. That means your guessing number is matching with the jackpot number. So for this, what you can do, I think you know, we can use the looping concept. That means we want to repeat this particular task, right? So here I can use this particular loop called while loop. So I can just write while, and what would be the condition? Like how many times this particular loop will run? Unless or until this particular guess number, okay, guess number is not equal to, okay, jackpot number. Okay, jackpot number. Fine, this is the condition, and inside this particular condition, I'll just write this particular conditional statement. Okay, you just press select and press the tab. That means it is inside the indentation right now. See, if I take the cursor here and if I press enter, you'll see that this particular if statement inside my indentation. That means while indentation. Okay, that's why in Python actually this indentation is super important. Okay, you have to always take care of the indentation, right? Fine. So now this thing is done. Now see what will happen. So every time this particular program will run unless and until it's not matching. But see, whenever this particular statement is wrong, that means please guess higher or please guess lower. Okay, that time again user will pass the number. Okay, so again I will give the chance to the user to pass that particular number. So what I will do outside of this particular condition, I'll just again guess the number. Okay, again I'll guess the number. So again I'll take the input from the user, and user will pass the number, and this particular variable would be updated again, and again it will check, okay, whether this particular number is matching or not. Now if this particular number is matching, that means guessing number and jackpot number is same. So what I will do, I'll go to the else condition. I think you remember I taught you with the help of while loop we can also use the else statement, right? So in the side the else statement, I'll just give a message. That means if this particular number match, okay, so I'll just give a message, correct guess. Okay, correct guess. And here I also want to print like how many time actually he took to guess this particular number. So for this actually what I can do, I can assign a variable called counter. Okay, so I'll just make it as 1, because you can see, because at the very first time he's guessing the number 1 time, right? So that's why actually counter I have assigned 1, and after that, and after giving this particular input, this particular counter will change. Okay, so here I'll just write counter plus and equal 1. Okay, this particular number will update every time. Okay, that means if you give wrong number, so it will update every time. Okay, and at the last I can print how many time he took to guess this particular number. So here I can write your attempt is, so here I can print this particular number, counter. So guys, you can see this is the program, and now let's test this particular program whether it works fine or not. So I'll open up my terminal and I'll execute this particular program again. Now it is telling enter the guess number. Let's say I'll give 34. Now it is telling wrong, please guess something higher. That means my jackpot number is more than this particular 34. So here I can give, let's say 45. Now please wrong, guess something lower. I'll give 40. Now it is telling please guess something lower. I'll give, let's say 35. Now see, the number was 35. Correct guess, your attempt is 4. That means in the 4 attempt, I guessed this particular number. So you can comment out, guys. So how many time it took for you to guess this particular number? Did you able to guess this particular number in one shot or not? Okay, you can comment out and you can let me know. So that's how this particular game is working. And here one amazing program we have written. You can see we're using this looping concept. We are also using this condition statement concept. Okay, so many things actually, and we are also using this particular modular concept. So whatever things actually we have learned, everything we have utilized here, and that's how actually you have to build a logic. Okay, this is the programming. So whatever things you have learned, you have to apply in the problem statement. So yes guys, this is all about from this particular video. Thank you so much guys for watching this particular video, and I will see you next time. Hello everyone, welcome to this particular video. So in this particular video, we'll be discussing about for loops inside Python. So in our previous video, we have already discussed about while loop, and I told you inside Python we are having two kinds of loop, like while loop and for loop. So in this particular video, we'll be discussing about this particular for loop. We'll try to understand this particular for loop with some example so that this particular concept would be more clear in your mind. So let's get started with this particular for loop. So here I'm going to create a new file and I'm going to name it as 16 for loop.ipynb. So here first of all, let's select the kernel. So I'll select this base kernel. See guys, for loop is nothing but again it's a loop. The way actually while loop works for the, let's say repetitive task, it will run that particular task repetitively. So same thing also does this particular for loop. Okay, but syntax wise they are different. Let me tell you the for loop syntax, how we can write this particular for loop syntax. So see guys, this particular for loop is completely different from other programming language for loop. Okay, so if you remember in C and C++ or Java programming, we used to define the for loop in a different way. But okay, but here this particular for loop syntax is completely different, and it's like very easy to write this particular for loop. And this particular for loop is so powerful, it can work with so many data type. Okay, it can work with so many data type. I'll tell you why it is so powerful. Okay, one by one I will give you some of the example, then this part will be more clear. So if you want to define a for loop, so you can write this particular for keyword, and here you can mention I in range, and inside that you can give any kinds of number. Let's say I want to generate 1 to 10. Okay, I will give this particular 1 to 11 because I told you in programming actually your last number would be excluded, so that's why you have to take one extra number. I think in for loop also I explain this particular concept, right? So this is the syntax of for loop, guys. Okay, so here you can see this for loop uses one range function, okay, to generate this particular number, to generate this particular index, and that particular index will store inside this particular I variable. So this particular variable name can be anything. It can be I, it can be J, it can be K, or any kinds of name you can define, but here I'm using I. You can use any kinds of naming convention here. Okay, it doesn't matter. See, if I print this particular I, now if I execute this particular program, you'll see that this particular program will generate number 1 to 10. You can see because in the range function I have defined 1 to 11, it will generate the number 1 to 10. Range function, you will try to generate a number. This particular range function will try to generate a number 1 to 10, 1 till 10, the range actually you are giving. If you are giving 11, it will generate till 10. Okay, if you are giving 12, it will generate till 11. See, okay, last number would be excluded always. Just always try to remember in programming. Okay, in Python, last number would be always excluded, so it will generate till 10 if you are giving 11. Okay, so what is the use of this particular range function? Range function will generate this particular index number. Okay, so this thing actually, but in while loop we used to create this particular index separately. Okay, we used to create this particular index separately. I think you remember we used to make a counter after every loop. We used to update that particular number, but here we don't need to use that particular approach. We can directly take this particular index with the help of this particular range function. That means what is happening, see, just try to consider instead of range, it is utilizing like that 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. Okay, like that. That means whenever you are running this particular for loop, it is first of all picking 1, it is coming inside I, it is printing, then 2 coming inside I, it is printing, then 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 and so on. So this is the work of range function. So range function is generating this particular index, and I'm able to print this particular index. Okay, I hope this part is clear. And this is the syntax of for loop. Okay, this is the syntax of for loop, and this is like very easy to define, this particular for loop. And this particular for loop is so powerful because it has this particular range function, and it can work with any kinds of data type. Now you can ask me what kinds of data type I can work with. You can work with any kinds of data. Let me give you one example. Let's say if I write one for loop, so for I in, okay, for I in, let's say my name, Bappi. Okay, now if I just do print I, now again if I execute, see, so see, it will iterate my name one by one. First of all, it will take the B inside I, it will print, then A, then P, then P, then Y. So see, previously I was working with integer data, now I'm working with string type data. Okay, now I'm working with string type data. You can also work with any other type data. Let me show you. Let's say you want to work with list type data. List I haven't taught you yet. I will teach you this particular list as well. What is this list? As of now, try to consider this is a list. Okay, now see, if I print, it can also iterate through the list. It can also iterate through tuple. Okay, it can also iterate through tuple. So this is called tuple. I'll also teach you this particular tuple concept. Everything I will teach you. See, with any kinds of data type, this particular for loop can work. Okay, so one thing I want to show you of this particular range function. See, this particular range function can take 3 input. So the first one is the lower range, the second one is the higher range, and the last one is the step value. Let's say step value is 2. Now what will happen? It will print the number after 2 steps. Let me show you. See, first of all, it will print 1, then it will exclude 2, then it will print 3, then it will ignore 4, it will print 5, then it will ignore 6, then 7 and 9. Okay, so this particular parameter is step parameter. Now see, if it is 3, it will exclude 2 number actually. See, 1, then 4, then 7, then 10. So you can play with this particular parameter. So if you need anything in future in your project, let's say you want to you want to print the number by, let's say, excluding one or two number, what you can do, you can use this particular parameter at that time in the range function. So this is the concept of for loop. I think you got it. See, if you have understand about while loop, I think this particular loop is also clear. Like both of them are loop only. So whenever I need the repetitive task, I can use any of the loop. Okay, it's up to you. See, the program actually we have written previously. I used to print my name 10 times. Okay, with the help of for loop also you can print. Let's say for I in, so for this I'll just write for I in range. Okay, I want to print my number 10 times. Okay, so what I will do, I'll give 1 to 11, and inside that I'm going to print my name. Okay, I'm going to print my name Bappi. Now see, it will print my name 10 times. Okay, so the same task we can perform with the help of for loop, with the help of while loop. Yeah, so this is the looping concept inside Python, and this particular loop is called for loop. Now let me do one exercise. This particular exercise will give you a more clear-cut idea about this particular for loop, like how we can use with different tasks, right? So guys, you can see this is the exercise we will be solving. So here what we have to do, we have to write a program. So the current population of a town, let's say there is a town, the current population of that town is 10,000, and the population of the town is increasing at the rate of 10% per year. You have to write a program to find out the population at the end of each of the last 10 years. Okay, that means in last 10 years, what was the population? Okay, what was the population in that particular town? So for this, actually, I have to write a program. So for this, what you can do, you can use this particular for loop concept. Let me tell you how we can write this particular program. So first of all, let me just write the current population. So current population is equal to 10,000. Okay, 10,000, you can see this is the current population of this particular town. So here, first of all, what I have to do, I have to go back like 10 years. Okay, I have to go back 10 years. Let's say if it is, let's say 2024. Okay, if it is 2000, let's say 24, what I have to do, I have to go back 10 years back. So I need to check the population of 2023, then 2022, 2021, and so on. Okay, and so on. I have to get back 10 years back. Okay, so that's how actually I have to figure out this particular population. So how we can do it? So with the help of for loop, I can easily do it. So what I will do, I'll just write for I in range. Okay, for I in range, and I think you remember we can generate a number. See, we can generate a number like that also. Let me show you another example. Let's say this is the for loop we have done, right? So here you can see this is the for loop we have done. See, we can also print the number opposite. So here we have printed 1 to 10. Okay, 1 to 10. We can also print the number. Let's say 10 to 1. Let's say 10 to 1. So for this, I need to give 11, and here I have to give 1. And here I have to mention I need to print the number. Okay, I need to print the number opposite. Okay, that's it. That means -1. Now, if I execute this particular program, you'll see that first of all 11, 10, 9. So here I have to give the 10, and here I have to give the 0. That means 0 would be excluded, and it will print till 1. See, so that means 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 3, 2, 1. Okay, and I'm printing the number opposite. Okay, that's how actually you can also use this particular range function. So we'll be using this particular concept here. So here I'll just write I need to check 10 to 0, that means 1, that means last 10 years, and opposite. Okay, and here I need to get back opposite, that means 10 to 1. Okay, that's why I've given -1. Now I'll just print. So first of all, I will print the number. So I'll print the I, then I'll print my current population. Okay, current population. Then I will update this particular current population. I'll check. Then I will check what was the population. You can see 10% increasing rate. So I'll just try to calculate the current population in that particular year. So I'll just write current population. Okay, current population is equal to, so current population is equal to current population divided by 1.1. So this is the formula to calculate the population for this particular at the end each of the last 10 years. So now if I execute this particular program, you will see this particular output. So this is the the current population, and this is the previous year population, this is the previous year population. That's how you can see all the population listed down. Okay, so yes, that's how actually we can use this particular for loop with any kinds of problem statement. And going forward, we'll be doing so many projects and so many hands-on, okay, on top of it, and these particular things would be more clear. Some of the concepts are still left inside for loop, like the nested for loop. Then we'll be also learning about like break, continue statement. So in the next video, actually we'll be discussing this part. So with that guys, thank you so much guys for watching this particular video, and I will see you next time. Hi everyone, welcome back. So in this particular video, we'll be understanding another amazing concept inside loop called nested for loop. So we have seen like how for loop works, and we have seen some example of this particular for loops. So now in this particular video, we'll be discussing about this particular nested for loops. So nested concept, I think you have already learned in that particular conditional statement. I used like if else condition inside if else condition, right? So similar wise, we can also use loop. That means loop inside a loop. So let's say you have written a loop. Inside that particular loop, you can define another loop. Okay, inside that particular loop, you can define another loop. Okay, that's how we can. So that's how actually you can also use nested loop inside a programming. So now you can ask me why to use this particular nested loops. Okay, just give me one example so that I can understand. So let's consider that same example I have given, like the Amazon example. Let's go to the website and try to understand. So see, to give you one best example, what I can do, I can use this particular tab. Okay, like this particular category tab. So I think this would be better for me to explain. Now see, here you will see different category. Okay, you can see different category like electronics, computer. Let's say I want to choose for computer products. So I will click here. Now see, all the computer is coming here. All the computer products is coming here. It is which is available inside this particular website. Okay. Now you can click here. Now you can any kinds of, let's say I want to buy one laptop accessories. If I click on the laptop accessories, see all the laptop accessories, it will come here. Okay. That means what is happening. See, what if whoever designed this particular website, so he has done this particular nested concept here. So in the first loop, he is printing this particular category. You can see. In the first loop, he is printing this particular category, and inside a second loop, okay, he is printing this particular product. Okay, that means this is the category, and inside that you are having the product. Okay, that means one for loop is filtering this particular category. Inside another for loop, it is filtering that particular product with respect to that particular category. Okay, this is the idea to use this particular nested concept. So whenever you will be building this kinds of application, you will get the idea. Now let me give you one simple example. I think this particular concept will be more clear. So let's say I want to print a unique pair, okay, unique pair number. So for this, you can write this particular code. So for I in range, so let's say I want to start from 1 and it will go till 4. So I'll take 5. If I want to go till 4, so I need to take 5. I think you already know that, okay, these particular things, because last number would be excluded always. That's why. Now inside that, I'm going to define another for loop. So I'll just name it as J in range. Okay, J in the range. Again, I'm going to write 1 to 4. Okay, 1 to 4. So now inside that, I'll just print this particular I and J. Okay, see here what I have done. I have taken a for loop. First of all, inside that I have taken another for loop, and the variable actually I'm taking in this particular for loop, it is I, and inside another variable I'm taking, which is nothing but J. So whenever you are defining nested loops, so you don't need to take the same variable. It is recommended. No need to take the same variable. If you're taking the same variable, again, it will create an issue. So always try to take a different variable name. So here I have taken I. That's why in this particular for loop, I have taken J. Okay. You can take any other name also. It's completely fine, but try to take a different name. Okay. In the both places. Now see, if I print this particular program, see, this is the unique pair of number I'm getting. I'm getting 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 3, 1, 4, 2, 1, 2, 2, 2, 3, 2, 4. Okay. And so on. This is the unique pair number. So how this particular program is working, if you don't understand, so let me tell you how this particular programming is working. So let me copy this particular program and let me go back to that particular Python tutor website and try to understand how this particular program is working. So I'm inside this particular website. Now here I'm going to paste this particular code and I'll just visualize this particular execution. And now you can see, let me zoom this particular screen a little bit. Yeah. Okay, fine. Now see, this is the first execution of my program from the first line. So first of all, this particular for loop will execute. Okay. And initially this particular I value would be 1, because you can see it is starting from 1 to 5. That means 1 to 4, right? Initially this particular I will contain 1. So let me show you. So if I go to the next, you'll see that I is equal to 1. Okay. And now it has entered inside this particular for loop and the second for loop has started. You can see the second for loop has started, and this particular for loop, this particular J value would be 1 again, because you can see again it is starting from 1 to 5. Now if I go to the next again, you'll see that J is equal to 1. Okay, now inside what I'm printing I and J. Now what is the I value? I value is 1. J value is also 1. So it will print 1 and 1. So let me show you. See, it will print 1 and 1. Okay, in the console. Now again, you can see instead of going inside this particular for loop, that means in the first for loop, it is coming in the second for loop. That means it is running that particular nested loop. Okay, nested for loop. So this is the concept of this particular nested loops. Like instead of running the first for loop, first of all, it will complete the inside for loop. That means the second for loop we have defined inside a for loop, then it will redirect to this particular first for loop again. You can see now previously this particular j value is 1. Okay, now it will become 2. If I click here, you will see this particular j value will become 2, and again it will print see, I was 1 and j was 2, so it's 1 and 2. Okay, again you can see this particular for loop is running. That means it will run till 4. It will run till 4, then this particular execution will go inside this particular for loop. Okay, this is the idea. So let's try to remember whenever you are defining nested loops, okay, nested for loops, first of all your first for loop will execute, and inside that whatever for loop you are executing, this particular for loop will complete. Okay, this particular for loop will complete the condition. Okay, that means let's say the range you have defined 1 to 5. First of all, it will complete 1 to 5. Then again it will give the control to your previous for loop. Okay, first of all inside for loop will complete, then it will give the control to the like outside for loop. Okay, this is the idea. Now see again for j, this particular for loop is running. Now j would be 3 because previously it was 2. Now if I again execute, you'll see that j will become 3. Now if I print this particular statement, you will see that I was 1 and j is 3. That means 1 and 3. Okay, now you can see I will execute this particular program. Now 4. Now see this particular for loop will break because 4 has been printed and 5 would be excluded. I think you know. Now if I again click on next, now see this particular control will go outside for loop. Okay, now outside for loop, what was the I value? It was 1. Now it will become 2. Okay, you'll see that it will become 2. Now you can see it will become 2. Now again it will come inside that, inside this particular for loop. Again this particular for loop will run 4 times. Okay, again this particular for loop will run 4 times. You can see that. Now again j is equal to 1, and you can see again it will come here. That means I value was 2 and j value is 1. That means 1 and 2. Again control has come here. Again if I execute, now see j will become 2 and it will print 2 and 2. Okay, see that's how it will complete till 4. Okay, it will complete till 4. Then again this control will go back to the outside for loop. Then outside for loop will be 3. Okay, then again it will come inside that and it will again print 4 time. Okay, again print 4 time. See, you can see that 3 1, 3 2, 3 3, 3 4. Again it will go back, it will become 4. Now again it will come here and it will again print 4 1, 4 2, 4 3, 4 4, and see this particular loop will also break because condition is matched. Now see program has been executed. Okay, this is the idea. Okay, this is the idea of this particular nested for loops. I think you got it right now. Okay, just try to copy this code and try to go to this particular Python tutor and try to execute. Okay, you'll be able to understand okay what is happening. So that means this particular for loop is running at the very first time, and inside whatever for loop you are defining, it will first of all complete okay all the iteration. Then again it will get back to the outside for loop. Then again it will complete. Then again it will go to the outside for loop. Then it will complete. Okay, that's how actually this program is running. Okay, this is the idea. So now guys, with this particular concept, actually we'll do one small exercise. So the exercise actually we'll be doing. So this is like very famous exercise inside a programming called pattern printing. Okay, I think you know pattern printing, different pattern we can print. So the pattern actually will be printing called triangle pattern, and how triangle looks like, I think you know. So it will look like that. So this is called actually triangle. Okay. So we'll also print a pattern like that. So with the help of star, actually we can print this particular pattern. So first of all, so let's say I will take an input from the user. So let's say user has given, okay, user has given this triangle pattern row should be, let's say 5. Okay, so what I have to do, first of all, I will print this particular column 5 times. Okay, I'll print this particular column 5 times. So my pattern will look like that. Okay, so you can see in the row side also it will become 5 okay at the end, and this is the column side. Okay, so this side also 5, this side also 5. Okay, and if you just see this particular pattern, it's a triangle pattern. Okay, it's a triangle pattern. Okay, so we'll be writing this particular program to print this particular pattern. And if you search on Google actually, so let me clear the board. See, if you search on Google like pattern printing in Python, you will see different patterns are available. Like, see, different patterns are available. So see, this is the triangle pattern. We also call it as half pyramid. Okay, you can see this is the half pyramid and this is the full pyramid. Okay, so we'll be printing this particular pattern, and you can also print this particular inverted half pyramid. You can also print full pyramid. So you can try these at the example by yourself. You can explore over the internet. You will be able to write this particular program. It's very easy. So let's try to see how we can print this particular pattern. So I'll go back to my code editor, and here I can write exercise. So here, first of all, I will take an input from the user. Like, user will pass like how many row they want to print for this particular pattern. So I'll just write row is equal to input. Okay, input. So here I'll just write enter number of rows, and I'll convert this particular input to the integer. Then here I'll just define a for loop. So for I in range. Now, how many time I have to run this particular loop? Okay, the time actually user has given. Okay, that means the number user has given. I'll just copy this particular number. And inside that I will start from 1, and I'll go till row plus 1. Okay, why row plus 1? I think you know. See, if I print this particular I, okay, if I print this particular I, and if I execute this particular program, let's say it is asking for the input. Let's say I have given 4. See, it will go till 4 only. Okay, it will go till 4 only. But if I'm not giving this particular I plus I, it will go till 3. See, let me show you. If I give 4 again, see, it will go till 3. That means I also want to take that particular last number. I don't want to exclude that particular last number. Okay, that's why I'm adding this particular plus 1. Okay, I think you already know this particular concept inside programming. Okay? The last number. If you want to take the last number, you have to do the plus add operation. Okay, so fine, instead of printing I, what I can do, I can print this particular start symbol. Okay, I can print this particular start symbol here. See, if I now execute the program, if I give, let's say 5, it will print this particular start 5 times. Okay, 5 times. Now see, I'm able to print this particular column successfully. Now what I have to do, I have to also print this particular row one by one. Okay, that means it will first of all become, here it will become 1, it will become 2, it will become 3, 4, 5. Okay, that's how. So how to do this particular actually printing operation? So inside this particular for loop, I'll take another for loop. I'll just name it as for j in range. Okay, for j in range. And I'm going to execute this particular for loop from 1 to I plus 1. Okay, from 1 to I plus 1. Okay, why I plus 1? I'll tell you. First of all, let me print this particular star. Okay, I'll print this particular star. Now just try to see what will happen. Let's say, first of all, this particular for loop will run. Okay, and this particular I will become 1. And now it will go inside this particular for loop. And you can see it is also starting from 1. And it will go till I plus 1. Now, let's say if your I is 1. So what would be I plus 1? It would be 2. That means how many times this particular loop will run? It will only run one time, because you can see 2. Okay, the number 2. 2 is nothing but it will run one time, because one number is excluded, right? So here it will become 2 like that. So if I go 1 to, see, if I go, let's say if I execute this particular program, what will happen? Print j. So it will only run one time, because 2 would be, last number would be excluded. Okay, that's why it will become 2. And it will only print one time. Okay, it will only print one time. That means one time star would be printed. Okay, then again you can see this particular condition is matched. Now again it will redirect to this particular for loop, and this particular I will become 2 right now. Now again it will come inside this particular for loop. Now see, I is equal to 2. 2 plus 1, it's 3. Now this particular loop will run 2 times, because you can see if it is 3, this particular loop will run 2 times. That means 2 times this particular start will printed. Okay, but let's say if I execute this particular program, what will happen? Let's say if I give 5, see, all the start is printing like in the new line. Okay, all the start is printing new line. Okay, I think remember inside a print statement, inside a print function, we are having one parameter called end. Okay, so by default this end would be set as /n, that means new line. Okay, so instead of new line, I will take this particular space. Okay, empty space. Now see, if I execute this particular program again, now if I pass 5 and if I enter, now see, now everything is printing in the same line. Everything is printing in the same line, because I have given space here. Okay, now that's actually I'm not getting the output. So this is what actually I'm not getting the output. To get this particular output, what I have to do, after every for loop, okay, after every for loop, I'll do the print statement. Okay, print statement means it will print a new line. Okay, it will print a new line. Instead of that, also you can give like that /n. Okay, new line. Now see, if I execute this particular program, and now if I press 5, now see this particular star is getting printed. Now you can see here I'm getting one new line. Okay, new line, but I don't want this particular new line. So what I'll do, I'll just remove this particular /n. It will only print. Okay, it will only print. It won't be giving any kinds of new line. Now see, if I execute and if I give 5 here, now see I'm getting the output like that. Okay, I'm getting the output like that. Now see how it is working. Let me explain. So first of all, this particular loop is executing. This particular value is 1. So it is coming here. So j is 1 also because it's starting from 1, and it will go till 1 I plus 1. That means 1 plus 1, it's 2. That means it will only run one time. So it will print this particular star one time. Okay, then end line. You can see end line. After that, it will print one new line. Okay, it will print in the new line. Okay, you can see. That means instead of printing in the same line, it will go in the next line. Okay, next line in this particular print statement. So this particular print statement means it will go to the next line. Okay, now again it will come here. This particular I will become 2. Now you can see this particular loop will again start. Now I will be, now here you can see I plus 1. That means 2 plus 1 is 3. Now this particular loop will run 2 times. That means 2 times this particular star will get printed. Okay, 2 times star will get printed. Again it will go to the next line. Okay, you can see next line. Now again it will become 3. Now 3 plus 1, it's 4. Now it will run 3 times. Okay, you can see 3 times it will run and it will print the start. Now again it will come here. It will become actually 4. 4 plus 1, it's 5. That means it will run 4 times. You can see 4 times star will get printed. Then again it will come here. It will become 5. Now 5 plus 1, it's 6. It will print 5 times. That means 5 times. Okay, it is getting printed. So that's actually it is printing. So that's how actually you are getting this particular output. Now if you want to visualize with the help of this particular Python tutor, you can also do it. Edit code, and inside that I'm going to give this particular code. Now if I visualize, now see it is asking for the rows input. Let's say if I give 4 and if I submit, see initially this particular loop will execute and the row number actually we have given, it's 4. Now see I will become 1. It will go inside this particular loop and this particular loop will run. Now you can see I plus 1, it's 1 plus 1, it's 2. That means this particular loop will run only one time. Okay, you can see j is equal to 1 and it will only print 1 star. Now see this particular print statement would be printed. That means it will go to the next line and again it will go back to the next for loop. Again it will become 2. Okay, it will become 2. Again this particular loop will run and 2 plus 1 is 3. It will run 2 times. Okay, it will run 2 times. See 2 times this particular loop will run and it will print the star. Then again it will come to the print statement and again it will go back in this particular for loop. That's how actually you can execute. Let me execute one by one. See, that's how your star is getting printed. So I hope this particular example helps to understand this particular concept. Now what you can do, just try to print this particular pattern as well. Okay, you can explore over the internet. Definitely will be also able to print that particular example. So yes, this is all about our nested loops inside Python, and we saw like how we can use this particular nested loop. Going forward, we'll be doing so many projects with the help of this particular loops as well. Okay, we'll be using this particular concept. So yes guys, thanks for watching this particular video and I will see you next time. Hi everyone, welcome back. So guys, in this particular video we'll be discussing about another concept called loop control statement. So this particular concept would be very useful going forward whenever you will be writing your like Python code and whenever you will be implementing different application. So this particular concept will help you a lot. So instead of talking too much, let's go to our code editor and try to understand this particular loop control statement inside Python. So guys, you can see we are having 3 loop control statement like break, continue and pass. So I'll be discussing one by one all of them, like what is the use of this particular break, continue and pass, and whenever we'll be using. Okay, so first of all, let's try to discuss this particular break statement. So I'll just copy the, so let's say sometimes in programming you need to break your loop. Okay, you need to you need to stop your loop whenever some condition is matching. So let me show you one example what I'm trying to say. Let's say here I'll just write a for loop. So for I in, okay, for I in range, and here I'll just try to mention 1 to, let's say 10. Okay, so it will just print the number 1 to 10. So if I just print the number, see it will print 1 to 10. So yeah, it will print 1 to 10, 1 to 9 because here I've given actually 10. So that's why last number would be excluded. It will print till 9. Okay, and if you want to print till 10, what you can do, you can give 11 here. Okay, see, now it is printing 1 to 10. So sometimes, let's say you don't want to print all the numbers. Sometimes actually you are giving one condition. Let's say the condition is print. Let's say the condition is if this particular I, that means this particular number is equal 5. So here I'm telling if my I is equal to 5, okay, that time I want to break this particular loop. Okay, I want to break this particular loop because I got the 5. Okay, I got till 5. Now I don't want to print all of the value. Okay, so that's why I'm using this particular break statement. So whenever you are defining this break statement, this particular loop will be terminated. Okay, that means so the loop will stop. Okay, now let me show you. So if I execute this particular program, you'll see that it will print till 4. Okay, it will print till 4. Why? Because initially I was 1. It will check 1 is equal to 5. No. So it will be going inside that. It will print this particular 1. Then it will become 2. 2 is equal 5. No. It will print the 2. 3 is equal 5. No. It will print let's say 3. Then 4. 4 is equal 5. No. It will print 4. And then 5. Okay, 5 is equal 5. So 5 is equal 5. Yes, 5 is equal 5. It will go inside this particular if statement and it will break. Break means this particular execution would be done. Okay, it will just go out and this particular program would be executed. And whenever it is break, that means this particular loop won't be executed again. Okay, so that's why it is printing till 4. Okay, I hope this part is clear. So now you can ask me where can be this particular break statement can be used. Okay, in real time example. See, there are so many actually example of this particular break. Whenever you'll be doing a different application, you'll be understanding. But as of now, let me give you one simple example. Let's say whenever you are performing any kinds of searching operation, let's say you are searching in the database. That time actually this particular break statement would be needed. Let's say you are finding my name. Okay, let's say you want to find my name. There are, let's say, 100 name and you want to find my name. So whenever you got my name, you will break that particular loop. Okay, you don't need to execute that particular loop again and again. Okay, so let me give you one example. I think that would be fine. Let's say there is a name database. Okay, name database. So here I'm using list data structure. I'll discuss this particular list data structure as of now. Just try to consider it's a data structure. Inside that I can store any kinds of data. Let's say I will store some of the name. So let's say I'll add Alex. So let's say these are the name is present inside this particular database. Okay, now I just need to find my name. So what I can do, I can apply this particular for loop. I'll just write for I in name. Okay, and I'll just print the I. See, it will print all of the name one by one. But I only want to find my name. Okay, if I got my name, I will break this particular loop. I'll just write I is equal. Okay, I is equal Bappi. So what I will do, I'll just simply break this particular loop. Okay, now see. Now you can see it is breaking that particular loop and Alex and John has been printed. Okay, and whenever it comes, it break that loop. But let's say I want to also print my name. What I can do, I can just print it here. So it will print my name, print I. Okay, then it will break the loop. Now you can see Bappi, I got it. And here, let's see if you don't want to print this particular name as well, what you can do, you can comment this particular print statement. And if I now execute this particular program, you'll see only my name would be printed. Okay, so yes, that's how actually we can use this particular break statement inside like loop control. Okay, and going forward, we'll be using this particular break statement in our real-time project as well, so that this particular concept will be more clear. So yes, this is what actually break loop control statement. Let me show you another example, another exercise of this particular break. Find prime number. Okay, prime numbers. Okay, in a range. So this is the program actually we'll be writing. So here what we have to do, see, user will give two input, let's say the lower range and upper range. Okay, let's say user has given 10. This is the lower range. The upper range is, let's say, 100. Okay, this is the 100. This is the upper range. Okay, now what we have to do, we have to find the prime number in between. Okay, we have to find the prime number in between this particular range. And what is the prime number, guys? If you don't know what is prime number, so prime number is nothing but, so you can see that prime number is nothing but, prime numbers are the number that only have two factors, 1 and themselves. Okay, that means you can only divide that particular number by 1 and that particular number itself. Okay, apart from that, if you're dividing that particular number and if you're getting this particular, let's say, modulus is equal to 0, that means after dividing that particular number, if you are getting the remainder is equal to 0, that means this is not a prime number. Okay, this is not a prime number. So I think you know what is prime number. So let's try to write this particular code. Okay, so for this, first of all, I'll take the input from the user, then I'll just try to find this particular prime number. So here to get the input, guys, what I can do, first of all, I'll take a variable called lower. First of all, I'll take the lower bound from the user. So I'll just take input. Okay, enter lower range. and I'll try to convert this particular number to integer. Then I'll take the upper range. Then what I will do, I'll just write a for statement. So for I in the range, okay. So inside that, I'll just write my lower as well as the upper, because it will search between lower to upper. Okay, so that's why I need to give upper, and I also want to give +1 because I also want to include that particular upper number. That means let's say upper number is 100. If I'm not giving +1, it will print till 99, but I also need that particular 100. That's why I'm giving +1 here. Okay, I hope you got it. I already explained this particular part. Now see, if I print this particular number, you will see that it will print that particular number. So if I, let's say, give lower range is equal to, let's say 2, and upper range is equal to, let's say 9. Okay, it will print 2 till 9. Okay, now what I have to do, first of all, I have to take this particular 2. Okay, I have to take this particular 2 and I have to divide. Okay, I have to divide. See, I have to divide by all the number. Okay, not actually 1, because 1 can be divided with any number. Okay, so 1 I won't be use. So I have to use from 2. Okay, I have to use from 2 and I have to divide this particular number. And if I'm getting remainder is equal to 0, that means this is not a prime number. Okay, so that's how we'll be dividing with all the number. Let's say 2, then after 3, okay, then 4, okay, then 5, then 6. So 2 till 9, I just need to divide this particular number. I have to check whether I am getting any kinds of remainder is equal to 0 or not. Okay, so that's actually I have to check. So for this, what I can do, I can use another for loop. So for j in range, inside that I will start from 2, because I told you 1 we can't use, and here I'll just write I. That means let's say if your lower bound is 10, so here you can see it will start from 10. Okay, so in I it will become 10, and here 10 will come. Okay, that means it will go 2 till 10. Okay, now here what I will do, I'll just write if my I, okay, that means this particular number, okay, this particular number, whatever user has given the lower bound, if I'll just use this particular mod symbol, okay, because I think you know mod will first of all try to divide and it will get the remainder. I'll just do the mod operation with the help of j, okay, and if it is 0, that means the remainder is equal to 0. I'll just break this particular loop, because if I'm getting 0, remainder is equal to 0, it's not a prime number. Okay, that's why I'm breaking it. Okay, I'm breaking it. Otherwise, what I will do, inside this particular for loop, I'll just write a else, and I'll just write the print I. That means it will print the prime number only. Now, if I execute this particular program, it is asking for the lower bound. Let's say I'll give 10, and it is asking for the upper bound. Let's say 100. Okay, now if I execute, now see, these are my prime number. Okay, these are my prime number. Okay, you can see these are my prime number. So that's how actually we can write this particular program, and we can use this particular break statement. Okay, now I think you got it. What is the use of this particular break statement, and how we can use it, okay, in our problem statement. Now after that, let's try to discuss this particular continue. Okay, continue statement. So let me just comment out. See, to give you this particular continue example, first of all, I'll just write a program. I'll just write for I in range. Inside that, I'll just mention one range, let's say 1 to 10, and inside that I'll just write if let's say I is equal 5. That means the same program we have written previously. I'll do the continue operation, then I'll just print this particular number. Now let's say if I print this particular program, see what will happen. See, this is the output. I got 1 2 3 4. See, 5 it's not there, then 6 7 8 9. That means what is happening whenever you are using this particular continue statement. See, whenever it is getting 5, that means I is equal 5, it will do the continue. Okay, it will do the continue operation. That means this particular step will skip. This particular step will skip, and it will go to the next step. That means 5 would be skipped here, and it will go to the next step. That means whenever I is equal 5, it is just skipping that particular 5, and it is telling just again go to the for loop and again try to run from the next step. Okay, this is the work of this particular continue. Now you can ask me what is the use of this particular continue statement. So I can give you one very simple example. Let's say the e-commerce website. Okay, the e-commerce website I told you, na, let's say Amazon. So whenever, let's say you are searching for any product, let's say you are searching for, let's say one smartphone, let's say iPhone 14 Pro Max. Let's say if this particular iPhone 14 Pro Max is not available, okay, let's say it's not available inside Amazon, out of stock. So what will happen? So whenever you are searching this particular product, this particular product won't be coming, and they will tell you out of stock this particular product. So they're using this particular continue statement. So whenever they're doing the search operation, okay, whenever they're doing the search operation, let's say they are doing the search operation. You have given iPhone 14 Pro Max. They will first of all check with the help of for loop. So first of all, they will search iPhone is there or not. If there, if it is available in the stock or not, like how many iPhones are available. If it is zero, that means iPhone, let's say number of count is 0. It will do the content statement. That means it is out of stock. Okay, it will show you the next product that time. Okay, that is the use of this particular content statement. I hope this part is clear. Now there is another statement, control statement called pass. Pass is very simple. See pass actually one statement. We are not going to use this particular pass statement in our logic implementation, but sometimes actually we need this particular pass statement to create a template of our code. Okay, let me give you an example. Let's say I'll just write a for loop. So for I in range, and let's say this is my range. Okay, 1 to 10. Now see, if I just write this particular program, now if I execute, see, it will throw me error. It is telling incomplete input. It's telling incomplete input. That means this particular for loop we have designed, this particular for loop we have written, so it is not actually finished yet, because you can see it is expecting one code. It is expecting one code inside this particular for loop. Okay, but let's say as of now you don't know what to write inside this particular for loop, but you will be writing in future. Okay, for the future you are keeping this particular code, but whenever you are executing this particular line, it will throw error. To prevent this particular error, I can use this particular pass statement. Pass means you are telling your programmer just try to pass. Okay, try to pass this particular program without throwing any kinds of error. Later on I will add the code inside this particular for loop itself. Okay, now if I execute this particular program, you'll see that now it will execute successfully, okay, without any kinds of error. So this is the work of this particular pass. So sometimes actually we don't need to write the code entirely. Sometimes we'll just only create the boilerplate, that means the template, and we'll just write to the pass statement there, so that our code won't be giving any kinds of error. This particular pass you'll be using a lot whenever you'll be creating the functions. I'll tell you what is the functions and all going forward. There actually will be using this particular pass statement a lot. So yes, these are my loop control statement, like the break, continue, and pass. I hope this part is clear. Okay, so yes, this is all about from this particular video, and please try to practice, guys, whatever things I have taught you in the session. Also try to take different example and try to write the code on top of it. Okay, this will make you good programmer, okay, at the end. So yes, guys, this is all about from this particular video. So thank you so much, guys, for watching this particular video, and I will see you next time.